Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on this money-making Saturday, championship Saturday, man. I'm excited. We got a really good card of games today. Everything combined. College football coming hard today. College hoops coming hard today. NBA, not the sexiest card, but there are some good games over there and a decent-sized card. And then the NHL has a really good card today, too, a good handful of games. So y'all know what we do here on this morning show, man. We cook it up and break it all the way down. I got a good crew of guys with me here today, man. I got Chris Ruffalo. What's happening, man? How you doing?
Doing well, man. Like you said, everybody's sort of just fighting for position on today's card, whether it's 100-game college hoops card, whether it's, championship Saturday from college football, NBA, NHL. Everyone wants their time, but we know there's a couple that just stand out for today. But ready to break down the whole card with you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brian Bittler, good to see you, my man. How you doing?
Glad to be back here. I was on vacation for a little bit, but huge card, that college basketball this morning. I'm like that Kermit the Frog meme, typing in, putting in plays. Definitely, hopefully producing some winners today for everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's a lot going on today. I was doing the same this morning, Brian. I'm like, oh shit, did I miss anything? Hold on, let me make sure. Let me go back. Let me double check it twice. It's that time of year, fellas. This the times we live for, man. Absolutely love these days. Big Al McMorty, good to see you here this morning. How you doing?
Pretty good. Just working all night, just like the rest of you guys. So one of those days. That'll be the way it'll be on Friday nights for the next 3 months, though.
Yes, sir. It's that time of year, fellas, where it all comes together. Money-making Saturday, money-making weekends. We live for it. Joe Vaughn, how you doing today, sir?
Doing all right. Looking at this college basketball slate. First big one of the season. And it's kind of front-loaded as far as I'm concerned, as far as, the type of games that I'm looking at. A lot of small, schools, mid-majors, from like, let's say 1:30, 1 o'clock to damn near all night. But you do have some other key games sprinkled in, in the nighttime, West Coast games. So looking forward to it.
Looking forward
to everything else too. College football, NBA. Y'all can have hockey.
Don't make fun of hockey.
I've been kind of dabbling in hockey here a little bit, nothing too crazy. I haven't put a premium in a while. I think I've been cool with my 2-0.
But Jay's like the guy that goes to the rink and he's holding onto the boards the entire time as he's skating around the rink.
Man,
I had your Dallas Stars last night, Jay.
Yeah, so did I.
Ruffalo got me on the morning show with that one yesterday. He told me.
It's one of the few spots I have. Playoff revenge.
Yep. Was what it was. Talk some hockey in a little minute. Let's talk some college hoops, man. Let's go ahead and get in there, man. This huge card we got over there today. Like Jovan said, it's really like the first good major full-length one of the season. No longer really tournament basketball. Teams are at home looking to do what they do. So, fellas, let's hop right in. Ruffalo, I'm gonna need your help. How should we break this first slide down?
Yeah, I figured you might. So let's go with everything up until about 2 Eastern. We got a healthy amount of games from basically 11:30 on. So I'll just nail some of the marquee ones. If anyone's got anything else, just, I guess, throw it in there. At 11:30, you got Kansas State, St. John's. 12 noon, you got Boston College, Wake Forest. Providence, Rhode Island. Nebraska, Michigan State. Clemson, Miami. Rutgers, Ohio State, Syracuse, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Marquette, and that'll take us up until 2 o'clock. So,
and you're up first, my man.
I'm going first here. All right, so let's. I wanted to make sure. I didn't want to. Let's go with let's take Kansas State plus the 10.5. I know this is not a great team that Jerome Tang's put together, that you put a little bit too much front loading on offense, maybe didn't worry enough about defense, but this is still a Kansas State team that has been competitive. They picked up, wins over Longwood and George Washington, their most recent midseason tournament event. And I just think that St. John's, I think this is just too big of a number. I had this number lined around 8.5 or 9. So to see 10.5, I think I want to take Kansas State plus the 10.5. And give me, oh man, there's a couple that I wanted to get on, but I just couldn't get there. Give me the over in Wisconsin and Marquette. Wisconsin's offense has been legit this season. And Marquette, talk about it. They have great guard play. They can go toe-to-toe with Wisconsin here. I think this one's going to be a bit of a track meet. I like the over 150.5 in Wisconsin Marquette. You're on mute, Jay.
Sorry. Brian?
Yeah, I don't always like 12 o'clock time slots here, but I think there's a strong play on Providence laying the points here. They've won 7 of the last 9 against Rhode Island, or at least covered 7 of the last 9. Rhode Island comes in here with a shiny 8-0 record, but if you look at their schedule, really haven't played anybody too tough. Providence with losses to Oklahoma and one other top-tier loss. I know they're losses, but I expect Providence here to make a little bit of a run here. And these are the games they got to win. I'll take Providence late at 2.5.
Big Al McMorning, talk to me.
I'm just curious, Brian, what does 12 o'clock time slot have to do with anything?
I'm just unlucky. It's just a personal thing with me. I'm unlucky at 12 noon. I find that I lose more 12 o'clock games than I win. So for me, I'm just superstitious. 12 o'clock.
Does it matter if it's a Pacific time zone game being played at 12 noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern?
No, 12 o'clock Eastern games I'm unlucky at. Yeah.
I was just curious. Okay. Well, you're only going to break your unluckiness if you give them out.
That's true.
I'm going to look at the Michigan State Spartans minus the 7 against Nebraska. Michigan State's 85-41 ATS at home when priced from from -4 to -10.5 points. Nebraska is also poor on the road after covering the spread by 3 or more in their previous game. So I'll lay the points with Michigan State.
Jovan?
Yeah, I'm a side with Rutgers against Ohio State. Now, a train of thought would be Ohio State after that ass kicking that they took from Turpins, that they'll bounce back in this one. Yeah, not to say that they won't win. Perhaps they'll win, but I think it's going to be a tight game. You already see it reflected in the line move. I agree with the line move. It was 7. It's now at 4.5. So I could only back Rutgers in this spot. Early game. I believe both teams lost their last game, if I'm not mistaken. But Rutgers was more competitive against the Aggies of Texas A&M than than this opponent. So the team in better form, I'll back them, which is the underdog, the road dog.
There we go. All right, for me, first slot of college hoops. I like Rutgers as well, Jovan. I think they have a legitimate chance to win that game outright. Y'all know me. I love my plus money dogs, plus 175 in a legitimate 50-50 game, in my opinion. I think we got to be there. I think that Marquette line tells me everything I need to know. They are the better basketball team. Bounce back spot at home after losing their last one. And no need to hang their heads, no need to overcomplicate it. Their last game, they just lost to a really good team that's probably has one of the best home court advantages in all of college hoops. I love Iowa State at home. Love them. So I'm not mad at Marquette for losing that one. Bounce back spot at home at the crib. They show up here, probably dominate the game, win this one by double digits. It's a good first slot today to me. Give me Miami, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Foreshadowing. Double Clemson fade today for me. Go ahead, early parlay of the double Clemson fade. Give me Miami, and we'll talk about the second leg of the Clemson fade later on in the show. But I'm gonna take the Canes today. Plus the points at home. in that one. That game's probably – I just think Miami has played – they're not as bad as they've played this season, and this is a game that could kind of get them back on the right track. They have a legitimate chance to win this game outright. So, home dog, I'll grab the 4.5. That's all I like in this first slot.
Next one will go basically 2 p.m. to 3:30 Eastern. The 2 p.m. time slot for Saturday's card is huge. If I go back to the start of it, see, I can't even find the start. That's how big the time slot is. East Carolina, South Carolina. You got UTSA, Arkansas, Iowa, Michigan. You got Vermont and Yale, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Tulane, George Mason, Western Kentucky, Evansville, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Virginia, SMU, and at 3:30 you got Middle Tennessee and Belmont to close out the time slot.
All right. Right? You were first.
So 2 p.m. through 3:30, right?
2 p.m. to 3:30, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, in this time slot here, I'll take the Virginia Tech Hokies plus the points. 7 straight non-covers for Virginia Tech in a row. 5 straight losing efforts for Virginia Tech. Pitt, though, off that Mississippi State loss. I just think it's a rival game. I think it's closer than 8.5. I think they're a 2-possession win here for Pitt. I'll take the 8.5 with the Hokies.
There you go. Al?
Yeah, it's a momentum play for me. I like the Michigan Wolverines minus the 9 over Iowa. They fall into a 121 and 66 ATS system of mine that plays on certain teams off back-to-back. Suets wins if the last one was on the road. So I'll lay the points with Michigan.
There you go. Jovan?
Looking at this time slot, this is the area where I don't start to like games. But you know what? I'm gonna roll with East Carolina over South Carolina. Now, South Carolina has drilled a couple teams as of late, granted, but I don't particularly think this team is all that talented. They did lose a lot from last year's team, and ECU is one of those type of teams that can hang around with damn near anybody. It probably will hover around that, 10.5. So you're probably gonna have to hold your nuts late in the game because it's gonna be fouling and hopefully they hit shots, and it's just gonna be one of those type of games as far as I'm concerned. So I'll take the Pirates, take the points in that one.
Fair enough. Not my favorite time slot today, but I'm gonna roll with give me Arkansas, laying the points on UTSA. It's a lot of lumber to lay with Arkansas. Many people not high on this Arkansas team as I am. I'm telling you, I think this team going on a run. I got them at least in the Elite Eight. At least. We'll see. We'll see. It's way early. But at home today, I think they beat up on UTSA. They did play St. Mary's tough in that last one. But I think this is we've also seen them get beat up by teams like Little Rock. 81-64. That same Little Rock team got beat up by Arkansas. So I think Arkansas probably just handles business at home at the crib in that one. Small lean on my Salukis, laying the points on Southern Indiana. Let me see what else is in this slot. And a home dog I like, plus the points. In the sprinkle on the outright money line, Holy Cross. Y'all know I like them Holy Cross boys. Central Connecticut. They have won 3 straight, but that really doesn't move the needle for me to want to lay points with them on the road on a good Holy Cross team, on a solid Holy Cross team is what I'll say. So give me Holy Cross plus the points and sprinkle on the money line. Roof.
Yeah, Jay stole my Holy Cross thunder. I like Holy Cross money line. I had that close to a pick'em, so to see it at 4.5. Yeah, I'll take Holy Cross on the money line. The one I will give out though, I'm going to take Western Kentucky laying the 5.5 on Evansville. Home or away, it doesn't matter to me. Evansville has not shown me that they've made any sort of improvements to right the ship after what's been a disastrous last couple seasons. They've had a couple of wins this season against teams that are sort of on their level, teams like Green Bay and Campbell. But anytime, for the most part, that Evansville's made the step up in competition, home or away, they've gotten throttled. They got beat by 17 by North Texas and Middle Tennessee on the road. That 80-30 loss to Ohio State. You say, well, all those games were on the road. Well, they lost to Radford at home 92-81. This is still a solid Western Kentucky team. I think Western Kentucky comes into Evansville, wins this one by 8 or 9 points. I'm going to take the Hilltoppers.
Fair. That concludes that slot. Let's keep it pushing. We got up next, Roof.
Let's go from 4 o'clock on. Let me see where it ends. 4 o'clock, we got Moorhead, Ohio. We got George Washington, Old Dominion, Washington State, Boise State, Florida State, NC State, UNLV, Creighton, Stanford, Cal, Temple, Villanova. Let's go to the start of the 6 Eastern time slot. So Temple, Villanova. You got Idaho, Oregon State at 5 Eastern. And at 5:30 Eastern, you got Butler and Houston. So up to 6 p.m. Eastern. Between 4 and 6.
Al, you're first here, my man.
Yeah, I mean, I like Creighton minus the points against UNLV. This is a revenge game for Creighton. It was upset last season by the Rebels as a big favorite. So I'll lay the points with Creighton here in the revenge role. The only thing that kept this away from the premium card for me was the fact that Creighton was coming off that big upset win itself. So that was a big mitigating factor. But outside of that, I like Creighton a good deal.
Word for word, bar for bar. I was going to say them exact same words, the exact same way you said it. Jovan, what you like here?
We'll roll with the Temple Owls over Villanova, take the points. It's just a situation for me where Villanova, ever since Jay Ryder's left out that program, under their new head coach, they haven't been winning against these teams in their own city. They did win the last game, in upset fashion. But dealing with these teams within their city, these teams, they get up for Villanova. So on the strength of that, I think it's going to be a ball game. I believe Temple in 2022 beat them, if I'm not mistaken. So, that was in Temple. It's across town, so it's a different story. In this spot because they're not in their own home gym. But nevertheless, it's too many points for me. I don't think that Villanova can be trusted quite just yet.
Fair. For me, like I said a second ago, word for word, bar for Al. Creighton was on my premium list, and I just took him off simply because of the win over Kansas. That's the only reason I took him off. Outside of that, I'm probably going to be betting him today. I'm just going to be real with y'all. Home dog I like. What up, Beaches? Long Beach State plus the points against Hawaii. Just to play on the spot, play on the situation. I'm kind of looking to take some of these home dogs early, at home, following the tournaments in their home gym. Just think it's good spots to try to bet on these teams that might be a little undervalued right now currently. So small shot on Long Beach State. Give me let's go big game hunting. I'm gonna lay it with Houston against Butler. Butler, sexy record, nice start to the season. Houston, no, they haven't been Houston really, 4-3 on the season, but now at home, at the crib, I think the line tells us everything we need to know, bro. 20-plus point win incoming here for Houston. I don't want to overcomplicate that one. I'm gonna lay the points with the Cougars. That's really all I like here. Chris?
We could go Cougars.
Oh, so wait. Sorry, can I get one more? Can I go one more?
Yeah.
You know who I got to fade. I got to fade UT Rio Grande Valley. I got to. I got to, man. I gotta. I know. I knew you was probably finna come take them, so I gotta fade them quick. Give me Lamar. Wish Costi was here. I know he loved Lamar. Jackson and Makai
Odom.
Right. Small lane on Lamar. Small. I'm not buying the hype of Rio Grande Valley. Are they better than last season? Yes, they are. I'll say that. They're much better than last year. But does that mean we lay 7.5 with them? No, like, come on, man. Come on, man. We'll see. Roof. Sorry.
You didn't have to run. I wasn't gonna jump on Rio Grande. I think maybe we've reached peak of the market with them.
Okay.
I mean, you could parlay up the Cougars and Beavers like we normally do. I mean, give me Florida State plus the 5. I'm not there with NC State. I do not think it's a good NC State team. I like this Leonard Hamilton coach defense. They force a lot of turnovers. They get after it defensively. I think that's a 3-point game at most. So I'll take Florida State in the 5. I might sprinkle a little bit on Florida State money line. And let me take Cal laying the 2. I like what Mark Madsen's done with this Golden Bears team. You know, he's got his guys coming in. Stanford, you know, they have Maxime Renault. He's averaging a 22-point double-double per game this season. But outside of that, I don't think Stanford has a whole lot of depth surrounding him. I think Cal's the better team. Stanford's going to have the best player on the floor, but Cal's going to be the better team here. I'm going to lay the 2 with Cal on that one.
Brian Baylor, close the slot out for us. What you got?
Yeah, I got to say I agree with Giovanni. I really like Temple Day. I like Big Al's pick also on Creighton, but I don't want to pull a Ruflo here and take a pass, so I'll take Boise State laying the points. 4 straight non-covers, and the non-cover against Boston College, they were a 9.5-point favorite. I think Boise gets revenge from last year's loss to the Washington State. I think they win this one by double digits.
Fair enough. Do I ever bet on NCAA women's basketball? I do not. I do not. Do any of y'all?
I have enough to keep me busy with the men's college basketball.
Right, that's what I'm saying. With the NBA and everything going on. I lied. Yes, I do. Come tournament time towards the end. I'll kind of jump in there and act like I've been watching all season.
No, what you'll do is we'll be watching it in Vegas. You'll be watching like on a side TV, like it'll be like
in the turn when we get to March. Yeah,
it'll be like Liberty and like Coastal Carolina or something. Jay be like, see, I had them all season.
Be like that sometimes, man. All right, Roof. What else we got? College hoops.
All right,
last one.
No, I think we got one more after this. I'm trying to break it down as easy as possible, but there's so many games today.
Sure,
6 to 7:45 p.m. Eastern, so just before the 8 o'clock time slot. We got USC Washington. We got LaSalle St. Joe's. We got East Tennessee and Wichita State. We got St. Mary's in Utah. Fresno State, Santa Clara. I suppose we could stretch into 8 o'clock too. Indiana State, Missouri State. We've got Colorado State, Colorado. Lindenwood, Ole Miss. And Alcorn State and Oklahoma. So 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.
Is there not a line on that Liberty Middle Valley or Mississippi Valley State game? I don't see one right now.
I think it's 35.
35.
Lay that shit. Joe, I'm sorry. You up first, my man.
Yeah, I mean that's low hanging fruit. You know, that's for damn sure. You know, but
can I interest you in a minus 100,000 money line?
Oh, man.
Who would win, Mississippi Valley or the Mississippi University for women?
Man. Didn't they play that game?
Did they? Oh, they might have. You might be right, actually. Hold on, I gotta go look. All right, sorry. Keep going.
Let's see. Hey. You know what? I'm gonna roll with
Yeah, that's one of their wins. That's one of their wins. That's one of their 2 wins. It was the Mississippi women's team.
I don't think that'll count. God damn.
It do count. It do. It was their second game of the season.
Nah.
They won.
They got 2 wins against Mississippi University for women and Oakwood.
Yeah, they won 66-49.
That's a goddamn shame. So I'm gonna roll with Utah in this one. St. Mary's, you're gonna get the same old thing from them year in and year out. Slow delivered pace offense. Lockdown defense, if you want to call it that. Starting off the season well at 8-1, but they're 2-6 against the spread. Yeah, I don't like that with a short spread on the road going into Utah. Just don't like it. Utah, they're 6-1 straight up in against the spread. And I think they get the job done in this one. It's at 3. I think it's pushing 3.5 in some places. So, take it now if you're going to take it because it's only going to go up. I don't know how much, not that much, but yeah, later points.
Fair. For me here, I'm going with, of course, just Liberty. Give me, I like that Utah pick as well. And a small lean on, not even a small lean, later points with Washington against USC. USC is not a good team. They're overrated. They're overvalued. Just give me Washington at home. Don't want to overcomplicate it. Give me Washington. Chris.
Sorry. I'm just doing my research on Mississippi University for women.
Admitted men in 1982.
Yeah, female to male ratio of 7-1. So
Wow.
gotta like my chances.
Go back to school.
Brian's going back for a second degree. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Utah laying the 3 against St. Mary's. I really like this Utah team. I think they got great guard play. And this St. Mary's team, this from a defensive standpoint, just kind of looks disheveled. It's not the same Randy Bennett coach defense that we've seen in years past. Teams have been able to break them down. Utah can hurt you from anywhere on the floor. So I'll take Utah laying the 3. And I also lean towards USC. I loved it when it was at 6.5. I was hoping it would get up to 7. It's completely gone the other way. It's come down to 4. Yeah, I'd still lean USC, but like I said, I would have liked it at a bigger number.
Yeah, for me here in this slot, I hate to go against my 3 friends here on Utah. It's just I like when teams haven't been covering, because then I think you're getting a better value number here. St. Mary's, these are the games they got to win against the power conference teams like Utah. They lost last year. St. Mary's, I just think this game's going to be a 1-possession game. If I'm getting a possession in my pocket, I would wait to bet it till closer to tip. I think you'll get a better number.
Fair enough. And Al, close us out in this slot.
I confess I hate everything in this slot that's not a premium play, so I'm going to pass.
Take St. Mary's.
Ruffalo for the slot for Al. Last slot, Roof, close us out, man. Let's do it.
All right. The last time slot, 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern. We got Kansas City, Montana State. We got Utah Tech, Utah State.
The eggs.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get scrambled by Utah State, though. New Mexico State, New Mexico. We got Nevada, Loyola Marymount. San Diego State. Cal State, Bakersfield, UC San Diego, and Kentucky, Gonzaga.
I'm up first here.
Gosh.
Give me the Zags. Hold on, let me double check that. Is this neutral site or is this at Gonzaga?
I don't know, to be honest. Let me look. Hold on. It is. Oh no, you know what it is? It's at Climate Pledge Arena. It's in Seattle.
Never mind, man. Give me Kentucky. If this was at Gonzaga, I would have been on Gonzaga, but neutral floor. Give me Kentucky. Sorry. I had to double check that. Give me Kentucky. And give me Oklahoma laying the points on Alcorn State. It's a lot of lumber to lay. It's probably a bad place to be, an 8-0 team against an 0-9 team, and we're laying 31. They're probably going to win by 28, but they at home at the crib. They better take Alcorn behind the woodshed. Give me Oklahoma. Chris?
Yeah, I'll go with UC San Diego, laying the 11 against Cal State Bakersfield. I just think it's going to be similar for Bakersfield compared to what we saw against UC Irvine, where they were close early. They were within a couple buckets at the half, and then UC Irvine pulled away in the second half. I think UC San Diego is going to do the same. Now that ridiculous 4-year transition period's over, I think UC San Diego is going to be a team that you got to watch out for in the Big West to make the NCAA tournament. And I think the Tritons got the cover here. I think they win this one by 13, 14 points. So give me UC San Diego laying the points in this one.
Well, for me in this time slot, I almost took a Ruflo here. It's tough, but if I had to pick one game, I would take Kentucky, the Wildcats, plus the points. I know, like I said, with St. Mary's, these are the type of games, Gonzaga needs to step up and get the win. I think they beat Kentucky both times they faced them before, but I just think it's closer than 6.5. I'll take the Wildcats here.
Fair. Al?
So I apologize. I was thinking it was a 10 p.m. time slot, but it's 8 p.m. So I actually did like a game in the previous time slot. It's this current time slot I don't like a game. I like Fullerton plus the 10 against Riverside, with Fullerton coming off its upset loss to Long Beach State and back-to-back Suets losses overall, and now getting 10 points on the road. So I'll take Fullerton plus the points.
Jovan?
Man, this is a lot of lumber to lay, but I'm gonna lay it with Ole Miss against Lindenwood. Ole Miss still on the quite of a nice run, 5-game ATS streak. And I think they're gonna get it done in a big way against Lindenwood. Just one of these games where they can smack around the team, lay waste to them and just, forget about it. They did the same thing to, what was that team? Oral Roberts, 168. And I think they could do the same thing to this group. So lay the wood on them.
All right, fellas. That's all of college hoops. Let's keep it rolling. Let's go to college football. Man, championship Saturday. Man, Mitch, what he be saying? His favorite day of the week during his favorite time of the year? It's college football Saturday, championship Saturday. Let's do it. How many games we got today? 1, 2, 3, 4,
7, I think.
6. 6?
6 or 7.
7, you're right. Let's do 2 at a time to start. We got Iowa State and Arizona State, and we got Ohio versus Miami, Ohio. Roof, you go first here, my man.
So I'm just trying to get my my tabs back. Which ones? It's Miami, Ohio, and Iowa State, Arizona State.
Yes, sir.
Give me the man. I want to take Arizona State, but their top receivers out for this game. I'm still going to lean towards the under in that game. I have that game 24-20, whichever way you slice it. Arizona State, I think they're going to lean on Cam Scatterbo here. Iowa State, yeah. This Iowa State team that's predicated on that 3-3-5 stack for Matt Campbell, but I think Arizona State can still find a way to move the ball up and down the field. I think they wear down Iowa State, and Iowa State, they've got I believe it's Higgins and Noel, their top 2 receivers, but it's still a solid Arizona State secondary. So I think this is going to be one of those games where it's just moving the ball, long methodical drives, coming in under the number. I lean towards Arizona State, but I think the under 50.5 is where I want to be.
Ryan Billy, talk to me.
It's such a tough game spread wise. I'm going to agree with Chris Ruffalo. I like the under here. Iowa State, Arizona State. I watched Iowa State play a lot of games. I love their defense. I think we see both teams run the football, eating up clock. I like the under 50.5 here.
Al? You're muted.
Sorry, I'm on mute. I'm going to take the under in the Miami Ohio game. I like taking unders in the second meetings of the season. And these two teams met earlier this year, so I'll take it under the 44.
Jovan?
Yeah, and I'm also in the under in that game. There's two teams. It's going to be cold as hell in the 20s, 16, 17, 18 mile an hour winds. Not conducive for, a lot of points. Although, sometimes defenders don't want to tackle in those conditions, so you do have that. You could break off some long runs. But I don't think it's going to be enough, long yardage, plays to get to the over in this one. I would lean Ohio. These teams are pretty evenly matched. You basically it's basically a coin toss type of game. But in that situation, I'm gonna take the points. It's 2.5, so it could definitely fall within that number. So yeah, it's Ohio and the under.
For me, give me Iowa State over Arizona State. Tough game. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to sit back and watch this one here in about an hour. I know Arizona State's the hotter team coming into this game. They've been on a run. We got to give them credit, but I'm rolling with Iowa State. I think they're favored for a reason, and I think they come in here and win the football game. I think they are the better team. So that's what I like in this first two. Let's keep it rolling. Next two games up, we got some real hitters. We got the Texas boys, Hook 'em Horns, against Georgia in the SEC championship. And we have Marshall and Louisiana. Louisiana is laying 5 on Marshall in that one. Brian, you're up here.
Yeah, I'm not kissing up to you, Jay, but I got to go with the Texas Longhorns here. Maybe I'm getting suckered into this one, but Texas, one blemish on the season is Georgia. You got to believe that. They're really over the moon, ready to get that one back, get some revenge. You don't see Georgia as an underdog. I wonder what their ATS mark is as a dog. I'm sure Big Al knows that one. Texas better on offense, defense, I think, especially against the pass. I think Texas runs away with this one. Well, when I say runs away, wins by 7 or more.
There you go. Al?
Well, same as before. Second meeting of the season, so I'm going to look at this to go under the total. Georgia and Texas under the total.
Now, what's the other game besides Georgia and Texas?
Marshall, Louisiana.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's kind of tricky because this total is about a good 7 to 8, 9 points lower than what it was the first game. Maybe they're baiting you, into taking it over, but I'm gonna walk through that door. One of the things that I'm looking at in this one is where it's being played at. It's being played in the Mercedes Dome. What do they call it nowadays? That dome in Atlanta, where they play the SEC championship games.
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, the Mercedes-Benz. They still call it that. So, fast track. A Texas team that could get it done real quick on the offensive side of the ball. If one of these teams, and Georgia, they could sling it around also when they need to. If one of these teams, get up substantially, then the other team is chasing points. That's a scenario that is conducive to the over. So, I'm on the over in that one. It really has to do with game script because if, these teams are playing it close to the vest, defensive-oriented game, and, it's a real slobber knocker in the trenches, then it's going to be one of those close games that, that's going to be an under game. But I don't think it's going to happen like that. I think one of these teams are going to sprint off in the beginning, and the other team's going to have to try to chase them down. So give me the over.
Yeah, I know where I'm at, man. Revenge game. Big 12 teams can't do nothing. We finna come over to y'all shit and take over y'all shit, man. We came over and took it over. One season in, we took over the SEC, man. We're finna dog them boys today. That's just how I see it. Carson Beck, I think himself is going to give the game away. Over the season, I've kind of started to feel less and less confident on him. And I think that's where this game is won and lost. I think as the season has gone on, this Texas defense has gotten better and better and better. We saw the goal line stand last week against A&M. Them boys coming to play today. Them boys coming.
Wonder what Texas pick 6 prop would pay out.
Hey, I kind of like that. I kind of like it, Brian.
Not bad.
Kind of like it. I'm on Texas in this one. I mean, I could break it down in several different ways. Y'all are just gonna call it a homer pick regardless. So we'll just keep it as what it is. Give me Texas.
It's a homer pick.
Yeah, give me Texas. Hook 'em horns. Right now I think it's at 3. It was 2.5. I think I got 3, so we're good. I think we win by like 7. I think we win by a touchdown. Maybe looking at an extended. Look at laying 6.5. Try to get you some plus money in this one. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think it really means much. Georgia's still a good team. They're still a top 4 team, top 5 team in the country. So they're still going to be in the playoff, and they still probably going to thump somebody week 1 in the playoff. And we might see this for a 3rd time this season. We'll see. But today, I know Georgia has the home field advantage. That's retarded. I'm not sorry. It's a bad word. That's crazy. That 2 Texas teams, both only, 2 Texas teams, and neither one of them's games are in Texas for the championship games. It's kind of crazy. Texas could have played at Jerry World. SMU in the city could have played at Jerry World. Nah, they both on the road. We got SMU in Charlotte. You got Texas and Atlanta. It is what it is, though. From the walking up trap,
they couldn't have played because it's already predestined where these games are going to be held.
Well, they could have. They could have, but they wanted that SEC money.
You're right. I'm just saying. It's just when you think about it, it's crazy. Like Iowa State, Arizona State, and Dallas. Like when there's you could have put Texas there, you could have put SMU there. I don't know. I get why. You're right.
Well,
I get it.
Hey, listen, in order for that to have happened, Texas Tech, or TCU should have did the job.
You're right.
They didn't. So no Texas team being played in Jerry World.
You're right. We got the Cotton Bowl Classic. Is an actual bowl game this year, I believe. So, and the way it could be Texas SMU. No, not no more. But it could be one of them 2 could be playing in that one here soon. So in the playoff. So we'll see. I'm trying to go to that. That's why I'm mad. All right. Last 2 games in college football. We got, 2 more great ones. We got the Big Ten championship game. Oh, sorry, Roof, did you go?
I was going to say, you just didn't want me to talk about Texas, Georgia. So you're just like, screw this guy.
My bad. Go ahead. My bad. Sorry. I skipped you.
I'm kidding. I don't have a side in that game. I'm taking the under 50. I think that both defenses are going to determine that game. Another game where I see it being like 2017. Because Georgia, they executed their game plan when it came to stopping Texas when these 2 teams met in Austin earlier this season. But like Jay said, as much as I hate to say it, Texas' defense did get better as the season progressed. My concern is that there were games where they leaned a little bit too much on the defense to, be comfortable with them. I mean, the game against Texas A&M, the game against Arkansas, they only won 20-10. So I think it's going to be more of a defensive slugfest. Neither team's going to want to be the first one to make the mistake. So give me the under 50.5 in that one. And I'm going to take Marshall plus the 5.5. I'm believing in the herd. Louisiana, like I said, I don't see them as a team that wins this game by margin. I think this is, I think it's going to be a track meet. I think, 37-34, 34-31. This comes down to a late field goal. So give me Marshall plus the 5.5.
There we go. Now we talk about the last two games in college football. We got the Big Ten Championship. We got Oregon and Penn State battling it out. And we also got Clemson and SMU battling it out in the ACC Championship. Big Al McMurdy, you're first here in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to look at the over in the Penn State-Oregon game. This is kind of a against the grain kind of play. Both teams have played predominantly unders this season. And then when you take a look at Oregon, its average over-under line differential is minus 1.1. Penn State's over-under line differential is minus 2.3. This game will be high scoring. It's going to be not what people think. Right now, the over-under is sitting at 50.5. It's probably going to hit 51, 50, at least 51 by game time. I'm going to take the over.
Fair enough. Jovan, big game hunting here, man. What you like?
Yeah, two big games. Might be the best two games of the night.
It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me.
I mean, Clemson and SMU probably not going to be watched. Given the choice between the two, but I think they're both going to be good games. That said, I'm going to go with first quarters on both of these games, and I'm going to go with the underdog on both of these games, money line. I think that Penn State, for what they do defensively, is going to give Oregon problems, and they're going to need to adjust as the game goes along. I think that Penn State's going to, punch them in the mouth. Their defense is boss. And Oregon, they're still a finesse team. So this game might pan out the same way the Ohio State game panned out, where they had to come from behind. But not looking that far into it because that's full game. Just looking at the first quarter, I think first quarter the Nittany Lions get it done, and they'll have a lead at the end of it. At the end of the first quarter. Same thing with Clemson. They're playing with house money. They backed their way into this position. And when you back your way into positions like this off of a loss, next game, you're playing loose. I think that SMU is going to be tight as hell out there, at least in the beginning. The best team that they faced, who was it? I mean, they played the bottom half of the ACC. So I think this all sets up as far as I'm concerned, the first quarter, Clemson gets the job done. Parlay Clemson first quarter money line and Penn State first quarter money line. You'll get paid.
Best team they might have played was Louisville on the road, or a Pitt team that was on life support. Basically.
That same Louisville team.
The Pitt team wasn't on life support.
The same Louisville team that beat Clemson.
They started to. They started to go
smoked them 33-21 in Clemson. Don't forget that happened. And the same Pitt team that probably should have beat Clemson as well, 24-20. So they got similar resumes. And that one, I'm on SMU. I think SMU is decisively the better football team, and I think Clemson. The only reason the line is as close as it is, and the only reason people kind of are on the fence about it is because of the name brand of Clemson and the history of Clemson. I don't think people have watched SMU football this season. I just think that's ultimately what it comes down to. I have. I'm the same person at the beginning of the season. I told y'all SMU was going to be here, by the way. I did kind of sell a little stock after they lost to BYU. But outside of that, man, I told y'all this is a program, bro, that spent money on this offseason. I'm right here in the city, bro. I'm telling y'all, like, They were yapping about this team all season, all off season, and it's paid off, man. This is a really, really, really good football team. I think they win the game. They probably win it comfortably.
Yeah, their pockets are deep down there in Dallas.
Man, deep.
Got that
SMU
Bush
pockets
money.
probably deeper than many other schools you think got deeper pockets than SMU.
Got that Bush money down there. Yeah,
I'm talking about SMU is in this heart downtown Dallas, downtown, like in the heart of the city. Not, you know what I mean? It's different. Southern Methodist University, man, they got that money, right in the city, right in Highland Park.
They already. How much do they have to pay to Craig James and Eric Dickerson back in the day?
Man, that gave him a bag, probably wouldn't surprise. And then that last game for me, Oregon, Penn State. I'm on Penn State plus the points. I think this is probably gonna be the best game today. I think this game comes right down to it. I think this game gonna come right down to the wire. And with that being said, if they're gonna do your line shopping, you might got to pay up just slightly for it. But I would grab the 3 and a hook if you can grab it with Penn State. If you could only get 3, take the 3. Here's my argument, though. Here's my big argument. I think Oregon definitely deserves to be the number 1 team in the country right now. But when you look back at their season, all of their big games against the big opponents were played where? In Alton, where they have a legitimate home field advantage. Is this game in Alton? No, sir, it's not. So I think they lose some of that edge that they've had in the bigger games this season. Neutral field, I think Penn State has a legitimate chance to come in here and win this thing outright. That's just my thoughts, man. That's just my opinion. So take the Ducks out of Alton. They not the same team. I know they beat Michigan on the road, but we can all agree Michigan was not the same Michigan team this season. I know they just beat Ohio State, but that's more about Ohio State being asked than anything. And what was their other toughest road game? Wisconsin? Like, you know what I mean? All their tough opponents were played at home. They played Boise at home, Ohio State at home, Illinois at home, Washington at home. They ain't played nobody on the road. Nobody really neutral site. I think that comebacks to bite them in the ass today. Give me Penn State plus the points, if not outright money line. Roof?
Give me Clemson alternate line -2.5, -6.5. I'm not betting against Dabo Swinney in the ACC championship. This guy's won 7 in a row, and a lot of those have been by margin. Thing with SMU, and I get it, we can call into question Clemson's schedule, their losses to South Carolina to close out the year, the loss at home to Louisville. They also had the season opening loss to Georgia. But SMU, a team who break down the schedule, they almost lost outright on opening night to Nevada as a 27-point favorite. You know, they lost to BYU, which proved to not be such a bad loss considering how well BYU played for much of the year. But down the stretch, you know, I think Jovan said it perfectly. You know, who they really play? Stanford, Duke, a Pitt team that was playing with fire. Maybe they weren't on life support. Maybe I chose the wrong words, but they were playing with fire pretty much all season long. And they finally started to get burned. And then, you know, it started to bite them in the ass down the stretch. And now, you know, Clemson, again, I'm going to say exactly what Jovan said. They're playing with house money. And
no, they're not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They were expected to come into the ACC championship. They took the loss to Georgia. They took the loss to Louisville, and then everybody counted them out. They said it's SMU and Miami.
I don't mean they're playing with house money.
But they are though. Everybody's on SMU.
They're the staple in the ACC, and they finna let an American team come over into their shit and take it over. No, they not. No house money. Y'all be doing all that yapping. They be doing all that yapping about conference this, conference that, and now
SMU's the shiny new toy in the ACC.
Come over into y'all shit and take it over. Take y'all shit over.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. SMU's the shiny new toy.
Give me that.
SMU's the shiny new toy in the ACC. SMU's the shiny new toy in the ACC. Kevin Jennings is going to throw up all over himself, just like James Franklin's going to in the ACC in the Big Ten title game. 1-16 in 17 games against teams in the top 5. He's lost 11 straight. Give me Oregon. Oregon alternate line.
Oh, so you fade me in both. Okay, so let's do it.
You want to take James Franklin in a big game against a top 5 team? Be my guest. He's gonna shit himself on the sideline, just like he did against Ohio State.
That's a fair point. That's a really good point. James Franklin, big games, we know what he does. But Oregon outside of Outson, I don't trust them either. And I'm getting points.
That's fair.
I'm getting points. So we'll see. It's gonna be a good game. Can't wait to see how they play out.
I had to fill in the void for the shouting match. I had to do it.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right, fellas, let's talk some.
Jay just knows he doesn't want to step in a sumo wrestling ring with me. That's all I know. So.
We shall see how these play out. One thing that I said this during the week, it's kind of interesting, talking about all these college conferences and things like that. But when you look at it, a new team is probably going to win every conference championship today. That wasn't in the conference last year. Arizona State could win the Big 12. Texas could win the SEC. SMU could win the American. And Oregon can win the goddamn Big 10. So it's just like a lot of that conference alliance shit people be talking about. It ain't really play out the way people thought it might this season. I'm just saying. All right, let's talk some NBA. We head over there to the National Basketball Association. We have the Cavs laying 13.5 on the Warriors. We got the Nuggets laying 14.5 on the Wizards. And we got the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies laying 7.5 on the Pelicans. Who went first last? I think Al did. Did Brian?
I went last.
So Brian's first. No, so Al's first. Yeah, Al's first.
Oh, I don't like anything of these. So it's a moot point.
It's a roof flow.
There you go. Jovan, any NBA's first three?
What we got for the games? Repeat it again.
We got Cavs, Hornets, Nuggets, Wizards, Thunders, Pelicans.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be Denver for me. Washington, they're just an auto fade at this point. Now, Denver, they sometimes they'll let it slip defensively. So I guess there's a path for Washington, to get through the back door late, but I don't think that's gonna happen. They've been getting drilled game after game after game. And until they could show me that they could be competitive in these ball games, whether home or away, then I'm gonna fade them. They're a mass unit right now as well, so that's a thing. So I'll lay the points.
For me, I kind of echo the same as Big Al. I'm not really in love with today's NBA, but we keep pushing. For me, it's Cleveland laying the points, the number one ATS team, number one record team. Unless I have a clear reason to fade them, I'm not really interested in doing so. The Hornets, earlier this season, I told y'all for the Hornets, when healthy, I'll rock with them. When injured and banged up, that's when we fade them. They're injured and banged up, I want to fade them. Give me Cleveland to keep it rolling. Cleveland right now, ATS is, let me pull up the number for y'all because I know y'all be asking me.
17-6.
There you go. Brian, on top of it. And then Nuggets, Wizards, same sentiments as Jovan. Wizards, they're a fade. They're on the DNB. They're ass. Am I really interested in laying 14.5 with the Nuggets? No, not really. So it's a stay away, but forced to pick it, I would go with the Nuggets. And I'm going to lay it with the Thunder Buddies. Pelicans are on the DNB. Pelicans severely banged up still. Thunder, have shown the ability over the last couple seasons to really dominate opponents. Coming off back-to-back wins against bad opponents, the Jazz, the Raptors, I think they do the same thing to another terrible opponent, the Pelicans. I'll lay it. Roof?
Just curiosity, is it not slightly alarming that it's only 8? I would have thought it would have been closer, like 10.5.
The Pelicans have gotten a couple players back. They've gotten Murray and and they just beat the Suns at home, so No, that's probably right where it should be.
Yeah, I'll lean towards. I'm going to take the Thunder. I'll lay the 8. It felt off, but yeah, even when the Pelicans were getting guys back, they were still slipping. Yeah, I think I echo a lot of the same sentiments you guys had. I couldn't get on the Cavs and Hornets game. That one I think was just a little bit maybe too rich for my blood, but yeah, the Wizards are straight fade. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. The Denver Nuggets, they've had moments where they've let us down, but they're 2-1 against the spread as a double-digit favorite this season. Last year they were laying 15.5 and beat the Wizards by 20 in the last meeting. So give me the Nuggets here as the Wizards get pounded once again.
Right.
Yeah, this is a hard NBA card. I don't have any premiums on today's. I just couldn't get into it. But as far as free picks go, I'll lean towards the Charlotte Hornets plus the points. The Hornets are one of my teams I keep an eye out this season. They are a little bit banged up, but still covers 13-9 on the season. I know they're going against the best cover team, but Cleveland lost some big wins: the Boston Celtics, Denver Nuggets. I just think it's under a 10-point win here for Cleveland, so I'll take the points.
Wouldn't shock me, Brian. A little sneaky spot for Charlotte. Wouldn't shock the hell out of me. It wouldn't. Let's keep it rolling. Fellas, we got the Knicks laying 9.5 on the Pistons. We got the best team in the NBA, the Mavs, laying 8.5 on the Raptors. We got the defending champs, the second best team in the NBA, the Boston Celtics, laying 6.5 on the Grizzlies. And we got the Miami Heat laying 6.5 on the Suns. Jovan, any commentary on my statements there? And what do you like?
You're trying to get punched in the face.
No, the proof is in the pudding. Who has the hardware? That's really open shut case. But
you sat your ass down.
I know.
Yeah, looking at this Knicks Pistons game, got to determine whether Jalen Brunson is going to play or not. That'll tell a lot. The line move is saying that maybe the Pistons get it done. I don't think so. One of the things about these Knicks, they like beating up on lesser teams, and make no mistake, the Pistons are a lesser team. So it could only be Knicks for me, whether Brunson plays or not. They get in that garden, and like I said, against those lesser teams, man, they put on the show. The big cat, the big meow. He's kind of stunting right now. I don't think he's gonna do it later in the season when it matters. But right now they're having fun. So more power to him. Later points though.
Fair enough. I'm not in love with that game. Everybody knows it's Jay versus the Knicks. But I would lean towards them in this spot as well. I think they're overrated and overvalued. I don't think they're going far as many people think they are. But this is their style spot where they flex their muscles and beat up on the team they are better than. So small lean on the Knicks. Give me Boston against Memphis. I don't really like the spot for Memphis coming off of the pretty significant homestand. They played well there. I love betting Memphis in Memphis. They go stupid, dummy, crazy, low-key in Memphis, especially with Ja Morant in the fold. I know Ja got kicked out last games and things of that nature, but all seriousness, like just being so serious, like all jokes aside, Boston is the best team in the NBA still by a pretty wide margin, in my opinion. And I know they're on a back end of a back-to-back, but I just think this is a night. They're not going to get up for every game, but there are certain games they're going to get up for. And I think this is low-key one of them. So good game tonight. Give me Boston. They're the better team, and I don't really trust Memphis as much on the road. If this game was in Memphis, I would definitely be on the Grizzlies. But in Boston, I'm going to rock with the defending champs. that Suns Heat game is just an all outright pass. I could make an argument going both ways, but I'm not laying points with Miami at home. Y'all know I'm not doing that. But the Suns on the road, and especially banged up, they've been so terrible. You can't really bet them with a clear conscience. So leave that game alone. I'm on the Mavs, though. I will lay points with my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks. On the road is where we just blow teams out. I don't know why that is. It's crazy. Usually that's for teams at home, but Dallas, when they play teams that they are head and shoulders better than on the road, the last 2-3 seasons, they dominate them. Last year in this spot, they were 20-5 ATS. We just saw them take the Wizards behind the shed. I know Toronto has been a good home underdog this season. I bet Toronto a good amount, but I also just bet Toronto the other day against the second best team in the Western Conference, the Thunder, and they got taken behind the shed in that one. So I think now going up against the best team in the West, who does blow teams out on the road, I think the same thing happens. And then people probably jump off the Raptors. We get more value back on Toronto, and then we continue to bet Toronto and Toronto. Just don't like the spot for them today. The Mavs are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Luka sat out. He was able to get that rest. Kyrie was able to run the ship, get them boys back on track. This is the best Mavs team that we've had. I'm so serious. This is the best Mavs team that we had. This is better than 2 years ago. This is even better than last year. Our role players are much improved from years past. Luka doesn't have to do it all anymore. Can he do it all? Yes, he can. We don't need him to. He can defer. I think I'm gonna say it one more time. I think we got a Cavs Warriors situation going on. In my opinion, I think it's going to be Boston Dallas in the finals the next 2-3 seasons. I think we got something like that going on. That's just my thoughts. We'll see if I'm right, but I think the Mavs beat up on the Raptors today. Chris, you taking your hometown team against mine?
Oh, no, I'm not even going near that thing with a 10-foot pole because we'll probably get our asses kicked.
I'll be right back. Hold on, y'all.
See, now we can say bad things about him. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to take where was I? I lost my place. I'm leaning towards the Grizzlies plus the points because I liked it a lot better when it's at 8.5, but now it's at 6.5. I don't feel as strongly about it. I have the Celtics winning this one by 6, so that's why it's only a lean for me in that one. But I'm going to take the Knicks as well. It makes my stomach hurt that I have to take the Knicks, but the fact is that they're starting to play well. They're finally starting to play like the team that a lot of people expected them to. I think I could think of another word for cat that I'd probably use in place of meow for how I really feel about Karl Anthony Towns, and maybe just not so complimentary. But the thing is, the Knicks have won their last 3 games against Charlotte, Orlando, and New Orleans, all by 15 plus. Detroit, I think a team on the rise. I think a team that's going to improve as the season progresses, but just not there yet. They've taken a couple on the chin in recent games, and they take another lump here. So I'll take the Knicks laying the points.
Well, for me in this time slot here, I'm going to have to take the Toronto Raptors here, go against Jay's hometown Dallas Mavericks. It's just Dallas has covered 6 straight games. I'm sure all the bandwagon guys have fired it up. They're all on Dallas Mavericks tonight, but Toronto's been a good cover team, 15-8 on the year. Dallas has a showdown with the Thunder on deck next. I just think they come in here, play a little bit flat, and Toronto gets the cover. I'll take the Raptors.
Dallas does have that big game coming up, man. In-season tournament game on Tuesday. It's gonna be a ball game right there.
Yeah,
can't wait for it. All right, Al, what you got here?
Yeah, I'm going to take Detroit. They've lost 16 in a row to the Knickerbockers. I think they will be very competitive. They may not win the game, but they're definitely going to cover. And I like the Phoenix Suns plus the 6 against Miami. Phoenix off an upset road loss. Phoenix is 64-24 when they're off upset road losses. And then if their opponents cover the spread by 10 or more in the previous game, then it becomes 25-5. ATS. Miami, of course, coming off that 41-point win over the Lakers. So I'll grab the 6 with Phoenix.
Fair enough. Sometimes I like reading comments. Like, I see why Mitch used to love doing this so much, because sometimes y'all just be saying shit that just like, what? Comment of the day. Who's guarding Ja and Grizzlies bench way better than Boston? I think Boston may be the best team in the league equipped to guard Ja. They have 3 guys they can throw at him. Derek White, Jaylen Brown. Let's not forget Drew Holiday, the clamp artist himself. They're probably the best team equipped to do so. And then I don't know if their bench is way better than Boston's bench. I don't know. I like Hauser, Pritchard, and company. I know Pritchard just had 0 points in 27 minutes, which is crazy. But he probably bounced back, have a good game today. Pritchard over. So I like. All right. That's all I got for y'all. Let's talk some NHL. Then we'll do parlays. Talk what we got for sale. And we'll get y'all, ladies and gentlemen, in and out of here. Let's talk some hockey right quick, man. We head over to Boston, where the Bruins are favored over the Flyers. We got the Sabres and the Utah Hockey Club, a.k.a. the Coyotes. We got the Jets and the Blackhawks, the Hurricanes and the Islanders, the Sharks and the Panthers. We're just going to do it all in one. Capitals and the Canadiens, the Predators and the Senators, the Avalanche and the Red Wings, Maple Leafs and the Penguins, the Wild and the Kings, and the Blues and the Oilers. Really huge card today in hockey. Flo, lead us off.
All right, I'll get in and out of this segment quick. I'm gonna take the Senators. Preds are on the do not bet list. They're the most disappointing team in the NHL this season. Nothing's gonna get them off right now. They've lost 6 in a row, 8 of 10, scored 2 goals or less, I believe, in 9 of their last 10. So give me the Senators. Give me the Capitals. I don't care if the Caps are on a back-to-back. Got the good win over Toronto yesterday. They have the most underrated goaltending duo in the NHL, in my opinion, in Thompson and Lindgren. Minus 150. They're just a better team. They're finding ways to score and win games without Alex Ovechkin. And Montreal, just a team that kind of just middles around, mucks around. They don't really do too much. So give me Washington there, 10-2 on the road this season. And for a value play, give me the St. Louis Blues plus the 1.5 and on the money line against the Edmonton Oilers. I just don't see Edmonton as a minus 280 team. If this line was closer to minus 160, minus 170, maybe we could talk, but 280, no thanks. These 2 teams are both 5-2 in their last 7. St. Louis has had the head-to-head against Edmonton in recent years. So give me St. Louis here, plus the 1.5, and sprinkle on the money line at plus 230.
Yeah, for me, this is a tough hockey card here in general, but as a free pick, I'll take the Utah Hockey Club on the money line. They've been win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game for a little bit. Buffalo, it's dropped, I think, 4 or 5 in a row. Normally, that gets me looking at the Buffalo Sabres here, but I like the value here at the Utah Hockey Club. I think it's a 2-1 type of win.
Fair enough. Al, any hockey?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Maple Leafs. Minus $1.55, 60 range right now. They use their backup goalie, yesterday, and now Joseph Woll is going to be back in net. He's number 2 in the league with a 2.11 goals against average. The Leafs are 7-2 in his 9 starts. I'll take Toronto.
I think I know the answer to this question, but jump on. Any hockey? For me, couple spots. The overrated, overvalued Edmonton Oilers at minus 280 seems crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Small shot for me there on that nice plus money price with the Blues. The Blues just one of my teams. I ain't gonna lie. I like betting teams like the Blues. And the team that's similar to the Blues, they be a little overrated and overvalued sometimes, but today they're not because they're playing an actual good team. But this is the spot where I think they got a good chance to win. Give me the Romanellis, man, a.k.a. the Islanders.
Boy, they stink.
I know. They're usually overrated, overvalued, but I kind of like the plus money on them today. And they're a team that play good in these style games. So give me the Islanders. It's really the only two I like today in hockey. But, fellas, that concludes today's show. Pick-wise, Ruffalo, talk to me, my man. What do you have for sale today over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got a bunch of plays on the board today. A lot of college hoops. Got some college football as well. I got my top play going off at the top of the hour. It's one of the noon games. Also got that as part of a 3-pack with a pair of noon college hoops games. 5-pack from 2 o'clock. Just a couple standalone plays. The best values to hop on long term. You're going to get NFL Sunday tomorrow, as well as all the sports, NHL, NBA, college hoops, college football once we get into bowl season. So definitely make sure that you check that out over at Pick Dogs Premium.
Check it out. Check out Ruffalo. Making some money with my man today. Brian, what you got going on today?
I'll tell you what, number 2 in profit on the year at pickdogs.com. Had a nice college football season. I got my college football game of the year, my biggest bet all year in college football. It goes off today. Get that for $30 at pickdogs.com, or get my 3-pack of college football plays, my private plays 3-pack at pickdogs.com. I'm going to have a big day today.
Brian having an amazing season. He said you got the play of the year in college football.
That's my favorite one so far. We'll see. I like it.
I might got to spend some money with you today, or just ask you. We'll see.
I want it for free.
Right. Ask you in a
Well,
minute.
I'll tell you what. I'll send a little Christmas gift. I'll have the. We'll get there in time.
Just send us a text. We need to know who it is.
All right, the Christmas gift for everybody.
Fair enough. Hop on with Brian B. Make you some money today over at Pick Dogs Premium. Miguel McMorty, what you got going on today, my man?
Got a lot going on. Having a nice college basketball season. I know a lot of people aren't playing it yet, but you really should be. 82-49 in college basketball. I've got 7 plays up right now at Pick Dogs. Have 4 plays in college football, including my conference championship game of the year. 79-52 so far this year in college football. So having a really good year. And just team me up with one of the other handicappers here on the 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 handicapper special.
There you go. Hop on with Big Al, man. Having an amazing year overall as well. Kicking the crap out of the books. Jovan, what you got going on today, my man? This is a Jovan style day. I ain't lying.
Yeah, and got a 5-pack in the conference championship games. 5 plays that I particularly like. Currently number 2, right behind Al McMorty in college football. Got a 5-pack, an early 5-pack in college basketball. I believe I'm 3rd in college basketball. Having a decent season so far. Looking to keep it going into the conference portion of college basketball. And got a couple games in the NBA, not up on the board just yet. They might not be. It might just be for longer term clients. But nevertheless, I got a lot of things in action, a lot of plays per usual on a Saturday. So check it out. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. Jump on something long term or match me with one of the other handicaps for the 2-for-1, 3-for-1, 4-for-1 capital promotional.
There you go, man. Hop on with Jovan. Pair up Al, Jovan, and Brian or Roof. Y'all are going to be loaded today. For me, let me tell y'all what I got going on today. I have 8 plays total in there right now. A little bit of everything. For me, I got 3 in the NBA, including my NBA play of the day. I did lose it last night, unfortunately. But we've hit 7 of 9. We've hit 12 of 15 on that NBA play of the day. So we've seen the board extremely well. We had the Hawks slam points last night. I didn't really like the card. That's how you know I didn't like. I had the Hawks slam points. They won. They didn't cover. That went overtime. So looking to bounce back on that play tonight. 3 in the NBA, 3 in college football, 2 in college hoops. So that's how we get to 8, man. Money all across the board. Scoop it up. Let's do what we do. Hop on something long-term. Get everything that I'm offering for the duration of the package that you scoop up. Or like everybody else said, pair me up with your favorite or all of them. And let's do what we do. We just kick the crap out of the books, man. Parlay time. Parlay. Franchise, leave me off, man. What we got going?
All right, let's go. Just college hoop. We'll go Holy Cross plus the points, Western Kentucky laying the points, and Florida State plus the points. Love that parlay today.
There you go. Brian, what you got for me, my man?
I got a multi-sport parlay. I got the Providence Friars laying the points, Utah Hockey Club on the money line, and Virginia Tech plus the points.
Al, what you got for me?
Two-teamer, college basketball, Fullerton State Titans plus 10, NBA basketball, Detroit Pistons plus 9.
There you go. Jovan, what you got for me?
You already gave out one with that Clemson first quarter money line, Penn State first quarter money line. That's a two-teamer. Rutgers, Temple. That's another two-teamer. Let me see if I can squeeze out one more. Denver Nuggets and Ole Miss Rebels. That's another two-teamer. And that's the later wood two-teamer.
There you go. I got
Jay, I want to just expand mine to a three-teamer. So it's the Fullerton State, Detroit Pistons, and then in college football, I forgot the over in the Penn State Oregon game.
There you go. Three-teamer from Big Al. A rare three-teamer from Big Al. Let me just go stomp down parlay. I got two parlays for y'all. First, the one is the double fade Clemson. We're going to fade them in college hoops, and we're going to fade them in college football. Just the double fade Clemson. If you're a Clemson fan, if you're a Tigers fan, it's going to be a long day for you in the office. And then stomp down parlay. Give me Liberty laying the points on Mississippi Valley State. Give me Oklahoma laying the points on Alcorn. Give me Cleveland Cavaliers laying the points on the Hornets. Give me the Nuggets laying the points on the Wizards. And we'll leave it at that. Four-teamer. Two and two.
I was expecting Texas, SMU, and the Dallas Mavericks on a stomp down parlay.
Man, you know what? man, that sounds better than mine.
I was surprised.
Let's do it. Parlay of the Mavs.
It was fine at 4.
And the Longhorns. Let's do it. A J parlay, man. Wouldn't want to either any other way. Any final words from you fellas before we get out of here for the day? Money making Saturday?
No, sir.
All right.
Let's sweep the board.
Let's sweep
Send me the text, Brian.
All right, I'll send it to you. Merry Christmas.
We appreciate y'all more than y'all know, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. We'll be back tomorrow, NFL Sunday. So be on the lookout, man. We'll be back. See y'all then. We out of here. Peace.